Hello, 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 and welcome. You join me, ADG, back on a Assetto Corsa Competizione once again for a bit of practice, ready for Monday night's races. And this time we're on a track that I can't pronounce. I've never driven round. I believe I might spring back to me when I start going round it. I might have done it before, but I've got a feeling I've never been round this track. So, you are about to watch me do so. Let's go and learn a new track. Unless it springs to mind that I have learned it before. But I'm pretty sure just by the name, because I'm not even sure how to say it. I'd pronounce that Kyalami, but I'm probably butchering that. Kyalami? Something like that, I'd guess. South African. Anyway. Oh, let's have a look if my face wasn't in the way, I'd be able to actually read about the track when it comes back up. Looks like it's just scrolled through the history. So anyway, you join me, ADG. I'll repeat the start. It always worries me that I haven't started recording. I'm ADG. Just like my racing, basically. Do quite a bit of commentary. And here I am today to try and learn a new track. So Kyalami, the South African track, 16 turns, 4.5 kilometres, anti-clockwise. It's been changed a few times over the years, 1961, 2014 I think that said. The largest upgrade in the circuit's 54-year anniversary, so that would be the most recent change. I think it was 2014, unless I saw that wrong. Anyway, let's get out there in the Ginetta and see how we go. This is a learning entertainment, my little singing. Let me just pop a little link onto the Facebook, just in case anyone does actually want to watch. There we go, I'll post that. Right, so I'm going to go for the good old traditional way of setting up the car on this game. There we go, back onto this. There we go, I'm all sorted. On the aggressive preset, put up the PSI by, let's put it up to 23.1, just a complete guess. It's always too low on the standard setup, so you've always got to pump it up a little bit. I've no idea how much, I always forget. Got to go around, work out how high these pressures get, and then adjust accordingly. So on to TC, ABS. TC's on 2, ABS on 3, that's fine. I don't want 62 litres of fuel in because we just don't need that much for a little bit of a practice. We'll go for like 25 litres, should be able to get about 10 laps in probably, or roughly that amount. I don't even know how long this track is, 4.5 kilometres, so we'll see what kind of lap time we're looking at. It sounds like it's going to be a long lap, 4.5 kilometres. The rear brakes are always tricky to keep cool, to keep warm on this Ginetta GT4, and the fronts aren't easy, so I'm going to shut the front brake duct a little bit, just from my knowledge of racing this car for a few weeks now. I'm going to shut the rear brake ducts, not all the way, just to put it on 1, just to try and keep the rear brakes a bit warmer. And that's it, I'm going to head out there. That's the setup for now, and see how we can do.
Green light, go, go, go.
Right, here we go. Start up the old Ginetta. Oh, here we go.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
So we've got a map, I've got a map. There's a map to the left hand side there, so I might have to keep my eye on that. Here we go, oh god. Oh, just stamped on my brake and there's a cable in the way or something. Bear with me, bear with me. A cable's moved. Oh, that didn't feel good. I proper pulled that cable then. Do bear with me for 2 seconds whilst I just readjust. There we go, it's out of the way. There we go, there we go, there we go. Right, sorry about that. Right, so the first corner's a disaster. So I had to pause it. It looks interesting, this track on the map, look at that. Nice little kink section. Oh god. Over to the left hand side. Right, so that beginning sector's going to confuse me for a few laps, I believe, unless I keep looking at the map. So we've got right-hander coming up. Braking points on the left-hand side. There's a curve there nicely. There's a braking point. I broke way too early, so that curve's too early. Already learning. Let's go for the 50 marker on this one. Looks like a sharp corner. Right, so we want to be hitting a late apex there, not as early as I turned in then. Oh, where are we going? Left? We're going left. Oh god, it's going to take me some learning this track, but it looks good. I like it. It looks like a bit of a roller coaster, and I always like those kind of tracks. Bathurst, Suzuka Sector 1. Alright, okay. So there's a bit of a blind crest into that braking zone. Easily get that one wrong if I'm not familiar with it. This looks good, nice sweeping left-hander. Looks quite quick on the map. I'm going to keep flat out. Oh no, I don't want to be flat out because I need to pull it over to the left to get the right-hander opened up. Oh, that's tight. That's a hairpin, more or less. A little kinked right here by the look of it, but it's crested. Oh, and there's a curve, there's a sausage curve as well. Right, so there's a lot to take in here, not the easiest of tracks by the look of it. I don't think I've been round here before. It's not ringing any bells, that first lap. I'm pretty sure this is a completely new track for me. I don't recognise the name, but that doesn't always mean that I haven't been around it in my experience. I don't remember a lot of things. And I jump on and I think, oh, I remember this track. But this is one that I don't particularly think I do know. No, I don't. I'm pretty sure I've never been around here. I'm taking the terrible line through there, but at least I'm getting through the corners. I can learn as I go and improve lap after lap. Hopefully, that's the idea. This is a bit of a sweeper where I keep braking. It looks like it's a sweeper, but then it tightens up a bit. It's a bit of a rally kind of corner, as I always think of it when it tightens up like that. Early apex too much there. Even though the braking marker is on the left hand side, it's the left hand corner. Sweep through here. Carry the speed on the exit by the look of it, up the hill. Oh yeah, nice exit curve there to be able to run. That's good. This is the blind crest. Oh Jesus, there's a little kink to the left before the crest, right? Okay. Oh god. No chance of working on the setup until I've got some kind of idea of where I'm going and how to drive this track. So a little lift brings me back over to the left hand side a lot easier than the last lap through into this corner. Opened it up nicely. I'm not sure where I'm going. Oh, this is the, yeah, I should have looked at the map again. Left hand hairpin here. Down into first gear. Oh god, oversteer nearly put me in the wall. That feels like the Lasource hairpin at Spa, but the wrong way around. That corner.
Well done, mate. The fastest step so far.
No, let's try and get this sector 1 nailed a little bit better. I'm braking way too, am I? Maybe not. I'm braking way too early into there. I broke way too early, so I lifted off and then turns out I didn't brake enough, but should still be braking later than I was there. Right. I'm expecting a right-hander after that left. Double left-hand apex, remember that. I keep expecting it to go the other way. I keep seeing it as a bit of a Suzuka Sector 1, and I think that's because I've driven so much of Suzuka recently, sorting out my S's. Driven so much of Suzuka recently that I kind of just have that stuck in my mind for some reason. I don't know. I like this little section, but it's tricky. Got to get the line right through it. Back on the power nicing earlier, which I like. I'm not looking at getting lap times at the moment. Oh, the kink, I keep forgetting. So as you can head over that hill, there's a kink just before you head onto the brakes. That's a better exit through there. Kicked a little bit, but not too bad. Hello, thank you for joining me. Oh, I'll get to that message in a second as well, how rude. Just realised there's a message. Oh dear. We go live chat. Oh, it's Delhi. Oh, and Dodd. Delhi and Dodd. Sounds like a crime fighting duo. Now let me get out to the straight here, boys. Let me get out to the straight. These tracks give me a bit grief. I don't know where I'm going to. I know straight. It should be straight. Oh, my neck of the woods. Yeah, South Africa. Do you actually know it, Kyle?
Well, not me.
I don't need to practice. I don't know. I need to learn the track, though. Oh, I quite like that T1. You can take it. You can take it a couple of different ways. If you go a little bit deep into it, there is an exit curve that you can run, which is good to know. Oh, terrible through that section every single time. I'm learning a bad line now because I keep doing it lap after lap. I'm actually keep doing the same bad line, so I need to get out of that because I'm going to continue to just do that line otherwise. I need to try and actually physically, consciously think, do a different line and actually drive the corners properly. Whoa! This is the one. You get a good run up that hill, you really want to fly into that corner, but it's not one to fly into. Got into the 50s yesterday, but mainly 51s, right, so that gives me something to aim at. Dell's 5 seconds a lap quicker than me, and he's going to be racing in this as well, so whew, good work, Delhi. Obviously, I'm doing myself no favours yet. Still yet to actually get that first sector bloody right yet. I'm liking the feel of some of these corners though, although I'm not getting the most out of it yet. This sector up here, I like this a little bit, it's good. Miss the apex, like every good racing driver does. Oh, I'm going left, right even. I am going left, but it's a right-hander coming up. Oh, no, right. I'm going to have to actually go quiet for a lap, I think, try and get this into my head. Yeah, I know it'll be wet probably. you know it, Del. I can't believe it. I can't believe it started raining at the beginning of last week's race. Right, come on, sector 1, here we go. So it goes right and then it goes double left-hander. So it's left and then left again. Right, here we go. That's not fast, but at least I knew what was coming. Got the line kind of better. Still could have gone a lot further over to the right hand side to open it up, but we'll try and do that on the next few laps. This one's actually a lot faster than it looks. Quite fast into here. Actually try and get some speed out as well. This one's quite slow, I think. Yeah, this is the late apex one that I keep apexing really early. And there's a braking marker there for a reason, so this is the one where, oh Jesus, this is the one where you've got to brake into there and go quite slow, which I didn't do. Took too much to curb and completely lost it. Little kink to the left, let's remember that for a change. Still braking too early into there, but hey ho, we're learning. Down the hill, I like this little hill, it's good. Fires you down here. Oh, keep going over to the wrong side of the frigging track there. Really need to remember that corner. That's the biggest grief now. I feel like I'm kind of learning the rest of it a little bit anyway. Really need to learn the track properly as well when you're going to race on it, especially in league racing, because
well done mate, this is me and Russell best.
When you're going for overtakes and stuff like that, you need to know exactly how late you can brake and all that kind of stuff, so you need to know the lines so you can keep it clean as well. Right, so right-hander, double left, coming up, double left. Definitely carry more speed through that one. going to roll it in here, a little dab of brake down a gear before the corner and then just roll it through, worked out quite nicely. This is the late apex one, so let's go a bit deeper into the corner and then tighten it up on the apex. A little too much curve, some might say. Roll it through this section as it is. A bit of a weight transfer section. Little kick to the left. Still too early on the brakes, but again we'll get to that eventually. Actually getting this track in my head now, it's coming good. What lap are we on? Lap 5? Over to the left. Right, so I need to remember this next corner, I think it is. Coming up here. Yeah, it's this one. I need to be over to the left. And there we go. Better this time already. Too slow, but better. Got the line right at least. And then this hairpin keeps giving me grief. Need to avoid that curve, it feels like. That's the first lap I consider as an actual kind of success. Actually kind of got round it, knowing what was coming. I think I could go certainly on the 100 metre marker there, if not a little bit later on the brakes. Right-hander, sweeping right-hander, down a gear, dab a brake, just roll it in, find the apex, back on the power. Deep into this one and then tighten it up on the exit. There we go. Oh god. A little bit of a... oh shit. I keep going over to that sign just because there's a marker there. Yeah. Still not 100%. But that's why I'm here. Got it dances round into there. As you go black crest. Love the exit of this corner, it's good. Right, a section down here, flat out through this one. Kick it over to the left hand side as much as possible, or brake in a straight line towards the curb, and then tighten it back up. Not that I've done that, but you know what I mean. I was trying to. Oh. Right. Found in the past. Just give myself a minute now, just let things settle in a little bit, subconsciously almost. I'll just do better. If I carry on, I'll just keep making the same mistakes. Just give myself a minute and the track will be a little bit clearer in my head. Don't even like think about it particularly, but it just will be. I hope it ain't wet. Oh. Not round here, not when I do it. Not when I don't know what I'm doing. Right, so, a little reset there, just for 30 seconds or so. Let's go. Like fresh approach almost, just because of that tiny, tiny little break, that's how I treat it. So we can break at least on the 100 marker. I was still slightly before, I got a bit panicked. Maybe it is slightly before, because I went a little bit deep there. Left-hander again, here we go. Turn it in early, load up the tyres. It's a right-hander, God. Roll it in 4. Too early on the apex, took me out wide on the exit. Not the end of the world though. Keep over to the right, important to remember. I've already made that mistake a few times. Just got to get it turned into that second bit and then back on the power. I went a little bit too early back on the power saying that. Little kink to the left. left a little bit just to pull it further over to the left hand side earlier. Oh, I've done it again. Gone a little bit too deep on the brakes into there. That's been my main issue, that corner, even though it's not the trickiest of corners on the track, I wouldn't say. I'm going the wrong way again for this one. Oh my god. That sausage curve is attackable, but you don't really want to be doing it. A bit aggressive on the old suspension. Went early on the brakes that time. Carry a bit more speed in, maybe, maybe not. Experimenting a little bit. Well, I'm going wide. Slower than you think that last apex there. That second left-hander. Don't go too early on the power here. Wait there. That's a bit better. Didn't chuck me out wide this time. We can always afford to go a little bit deep into here, but if we don't, it's no big deal. Oh, this is the one that keeps getting me. Get this turned in, wait for it, and then back on the power, a bit straighter this time, again, so it didn't fire me out too wide. It's a good track, is this? I'm enjoying it. It's cool. Plenty of like characteristics to it as well that's enjoyable. Oh god. That was a big slide, just lost all my time because that slide. Not that time's important at this stage, but still good to be improving. Oh, I'm doing it again. I'm going to do that at some point during the race, I know that. Don't know why I'm just so geared up for a left-hander there instead of a right. So get a little low on fuel here. Actually concentrating, I'm down on my time. Always annoys me a bit. Come on. Get it back. Come on. Stick right over to the right hand side, why not? Experimenting all the way. Better exit out there this time. A few corrections going on through those corners. Still pointing in a straight line though, we're still going the right way. It's all good. Whoa, slide again and coming out of there. I need to just tighten it up a little bit and be a little less, a little more hesitant on the throttle, just to be able to get the line a bit better coming out of there. Oh, doing it again. Every time that corner nearly gets me. And there's once where I genuinely remembered it was going that way. That's a better lap at least, right. Making some kind of progress. We're into the 53s. No, no, 52 I've managed. 52.7 is the fastest now. So Dell's given me a little benchmark to aim for as well with his comment in chat. 50s and 51s, that's what I want to be aiming for. I think there's a lot of time to be gained for this corner, I still haven't quite worked out perfectly. slid on me into their big correction. Back on the power as early as I dare. Probably in the wrong gear when I got back on the power then, but never mind. Here we go. Still a little struggle on the exit. Better though, a bit cleaner. Little lift to get it tucked back in over to the left hand side. Missed the apex, but no big deal. Still took it quite nicely, but this is the one. Keep doing it. It's set up for like throwing you over to that side. No. Ooh, that's what happens when you take too much sausage. Massive slide to catch off the power for about 2 seconds. And lost all my time there. Now there's going to be a quicker lap up until that sausage got in the way. Typical. And I like my sausages. Yeah, I'm pretty much out of fuel here, so I'm going to dive back in the pits. I'm not even going to get round to finish that lap, so... Oh god. What could I do setup wise? I don't really feel like there's the longest straights on here. Apart from the long straight. I'm thinking maybe... a bit more downforce? Let's have a look. Take this. Well, maybe not. Problem is with this, I'm just on like a practice session. I'm not actually on the settings for the race, so I can't get too carried away with setup because I don't know what the settings are going to be for the actual race, so it's a bit pointless getting, like I say, getting too carried away. Anyway, I can change my PSI for right now, so it's not too bad actually. 27.4. Bring that down a little bit. Oh, excuse me. Handily on this game, it shows you what PSI was when my tyres were hot then on that session, so I can just use that as a reference and bring it down by said amount to bring it up to exactly where I want it, fine tune it basically, which is good. So way too high at the back. 22.1 instead. So that looks about right. I'm going to put the rear anti-roll bar up. Small little change, see if that makes any difference. I'm not going for big changes. Rear anti-roll bar first, then we'll go... No, let's try the rear wing on 2 as well at the same time. And that's it for now. Slightly different PSI, slightly different rear wing setting, and slightly different rear anti-roll bar setting. Slightly stiffer, I believe. Could be wrong. Just says 1 or 2, you know, you never really know what that means, so I'm guessing I've made it stiffer, but it could be looser. Oh, forgot about the pit lane exit, never mind. Thinking the rear wing might help through this little section, and other little bits as well, and with the braking. So obviously hinder me slightly with the straights and the top speed. Feels slightly, I don't know if it's just in my head, but already it feels slightly more tameable at the rear end. It's not as willing to slide, wants to stay in place a little bit easier, which is a good thing. Don't want it sliding around, that's all just time loss. Every time you break traction at those rear wheels, you're losing time. That's how you've got to think of it. Oh, a lot better through just absolutely flat out this time, no need to lift. Feels better on the brakes, definitely as well, a little sturdier, a little more stable. Over to the left hand side, because we're going for a right hander. We'll have to see what the time's the same, but that felt a lot better. Felt a lot nicer to drive on, even on that opening lap. With cold tyres more or less the whole time. It's easy to overshoot that apex a little bit. You think you got into it and it just kind of washes wide with a bit of understeer really easily. It just feels like it's off camber a little bit or something. On the power, nicely done. Still nice and steady on the brakes, not pushing it too hard, just want to try and learn the track still, get the most out of the lines that I'm driving rather than just trying to fully get time by outbraking myself every single corner. Messed around with the gears a little bit too much through there, but it worked. It didn't hinder me too much, I don't think. Absolutely terrible into there then, oh my god. About 10 attempts at getting through that corner smoothly. None of which have been successful. Heavy on the brakes into this one, probably the hardest or heaviest braking zone on the track, so be a good overtaking opportunity into there, no doubt. Good overtaking opportunity down into here as well. It's quite a wide part of the track. You could easily dive down the inside. You could get pretty wide there in theory. It's big enough. So slight improvement on the fastest time, but nothing major. Still not driving perfectly though. There's still a bit of time left on the track, and within my right foot. Certainly on the brake pedal anyway. I'm thinking I'm doing that first corner wrong, but then I look at the corners afterwards and you can't carry full speed through anyway, so I'm guessing that first corner's not a massive time loss corner in a way. It's not a big long straight after it, and like I say, the corner after it didn't flat out or anything, so you've got to brake for that anyway, so you only gain a little bit down the tiny straight you've got till the next corner is what I'm trying to say. Tip it in nice and early, run the curve, that was good. That was good, that's the line I think for there. Tipping it in and really using that curve nice and early. Keep getting the line too narrow in here now. It's too wide to start with. No, keep going the other way. Oh, rear end dancing around on me. Letting me know it's still there. Doing it again. Why is it so set up for sending you that way? Get on the power really early out of that last corner. I've not made the most of it so far. I need to be late apex in it as well, and I'm just going for the middle kind of apex on it. I could definitely be gaining time out of that last corner. And this one, by actually getting to the apex, getting stopped over to the left hand side so I can carry more speed into this one, so I can actually take it flat out with that line and pull it right over here. Just get this one opened up. That was better, that was more like it. About the first time I've done that first sector, something like what I'd be after every single lap. Whoa, not quite over the curve enough that time, but still not too bad. Power it up the hill. Here we go. Quite a steep hill is this when you look at it. Still yet to get that corner right. Well, not right. I keep getting through it obviously, but to get maximum time out of it. Gone a little deep, had a little squirm on the brakes, and my correction sent me a bit wider than I would have liked. Oof. Oh no, oh, too much steering lock on when I got off on the power then, but managed to deal with it. That's not too bad, a 151.6. I'm getting there, I'm getting there. Can't say I don't know the track now anyway, I don't know it very well, but I certainly know the track now. So a little wider into this one. Oh god, I've gone too wide. I tried to steer out wider and it's never a good thing to do. Steering the wrong way on the track. That message in a second. In fact, I'll get to it now. I could do with a little calm down. I used to drive this track almost every weekend about 10 years ago. Nice. Nice. In real life, I'm guessing. Cool track, to be fair. I really like it. It's good. Not easy as well. These like blind crests, like into that. It's kind of a blind. You can't really see the apex when you're turning into it. You got to kind of picture it and know where it is, visualise where it is. Same with this, you don't know where you're even heading here, you're just heading up the hill up to that Fanatec sign, and then all of a sudden a corner appears on your left hand side. So I bet it's an awesome track to actually drive in real life. The drop down this hill must be fun a bit. Back down the hill and through this sweeping left hander, but it's fun to say the least. Woo! Not that I'd care doing that fast in real life, probably. It's a tricky old corner to get through that. I need to work on my technique through that one, because again I don't think I've really got it right at any point. I'm on lap 15 now. I'm not going to go all day with the stream, so I will be. I'll probably do like 25 laps, maybe 30 laps or something. Third gear exit, I'm not sure that's the way to go on there. That's definitely the way to go through there though. That was good for a change. Slightly on the power, back on. Oh, it's I'll wait and say what I was going to say. Bumping over that curve, but that's the line. That is the line. Got a delta time. Whew. It's not a lot higher than my fastest lap, but it's there. It's certainly higher. Oh, terrible exit out there every single time. Still need this rear end to calm down a little bit. I need to tweak this setup further. I like being aggressive, especially on tracks like this. I don't want to be having to care too much about the rear ends going on there. I need to build right into the setup so I've got the confidence in just being aggressive on this track. So I like tracks like this, it's good fun. There we go, we are green still in the end, but not by a lot, 3/10. Down to a 51.3 now. Do bear in mind I've got less fuel every lap as well, so the fuel load is coming down. So if I jump back out with 25 litres on, I'd probably struggle to beat that time again. I was like half throttling at the apex there and it pushed me a little bit wide on the understeer. I don't know why I went down 2 gears into there as well. It's 1 gear into there, 2 gears into here, if not 3. I can certainly sharpen up my lines around here as well. It's time to be gained everywhere really. Turned it too well then, I wasn't expecting that. Now we've actually got the kind of line into the corner, right? It's not that hard a corner. Consistent, but not fast and down on that one. So slightly down on my fastest time. That time round was about 10th off I think, without looking at it again. Yeah, definitely starting to learn the lines a lot better than the opening laps. Down into 4, get it to the apex, run it, and then back on the power. I like that corner, I like it a lot. Don't like this one so much. I keep getting right on that inside curve and I don't think it's doing me any favours. But I don't want to like overshoot it at the same time and avoid the curve. Back on the power early, it's good. 2 temps down though on my fastest. Slightly inconsistent through this lap so far. But with a bit more practice, it is only Friday, so the race is on until Monday. We've got a whole weekend to jump on and do a few more sessions practice. So by then hopefully I'll be a little bit more consistent, a little bit quicker as well. There's a little benchmark, feeling good now. And quite happy because you can tick off another little track to my repertoire. Another track that I've learned, never knew. Add it to the list. Not that I've got a list, but you know what I mean. Theoretical list. That's my first ever crash oversteering out of turn 3, still don't know how I managed that. We've just gone through turn 3 haven't we? Oh, I kind of want to reverse, let's have a reverse. Oh, that was turn 1 isn't it? It's turn 1 I've just gone through. Oh, that's not very good reversing. I've got no rear view mirror. Where is my rear view mirror in fact? Anyway, oh, that's one way of getting back to it. Disqualified in a practice session. Okay, I don't think I've ever managed that one before. Probably do something to my ratings that as well. Well, I can't. Won't actually let me back out. Won't let me back out. Might have to restart. Oh dear. I've been disqualified from my own game. Oh, now I've got to do the setup again, I think. Oh no, it's set. It's still set. Still set. Yeah, it's still set. Right. Well, I wasn't expecting that. I'm gonna have a quick look at the setup, and then we're gonna have a look at turn 3 when we go through it. I'll jump back out on track. See how it could have possibly lost it there. I'll probably have done it already, so it'll be very understandable for me. What do I need to look at really? One thing I'd never really look at, I should maybe address a little bit more, and that's the steering ratio. I feel like it's a little bit tight on here. So I'll put it up by a 1, whatever that means. Hopefully it's a difference. Bump. I'm not actually too sure what I'm doing with all that. Do know that it's like kind of the maximum movement from the suspension and the rebounds, the speed that it rebounds at, and it can go soft and it can go slow basically, or fast. So if you go over a curve it can really like bounce you off it, or it can really take the impact. Fast bump, fast rebound. I'm just not sure again which way to like go over the settings and stuff like that. So I'm going to put, my main reason for coming back into here was to put another click on the rear wing. And that's probably about it. So what have I changed there? I've changed the steering a little bit, steering ratio a little bit, and the rear wing. Got to kind of remember what I've changed so I know what to take off if it feels horrible. Right, let's go again. I'm not disqualified anymore after I've restarted my own bloody practice session. The only one here and I got disqualified. Stick to the pit exit because I will have to do that during the race probably. In fact, no, I probably won't have to pit during this one. Oh dear, dear, dear me. Let me just have a look at our message before I get into it again. It's not really a difficult sector, just have the laps in consideration. So this is turn 3. Bit too much oversteer for you. I guess you went out, I'm guessing you went out wide and then turned in a bit too sharp or something like that, I don't know. Because of your fear of going too wide. So I could imagine through there, or well, it might have been wet, I have no idea. Let me know though. You know, just one of those, I think that's what you said already, just one of those, not sure how you lost it through there. Any other corner and you kind of make sense, but not that one. Yeah, I'm liking this track, it's good. As you can see, I've got a long way through my career race, my career season or whatever it is. Yet to do a lot of the tracks. I think I've been on most of them to be fair, but I've been on the tracks I know quite well just to have a go on them and see how they feel and stuff. And this is one I've probably been a bit shy of because I didn't know it, so I've neglected it a little bit compared to the others. I think there's one more track on here that I'm not that familiar with as well in this game. I don't even know what it is, I'd have to have a look through them, but Misano I'm not particularly that familiar with. I have done a fair few laps, but it always takes a while to remember it. So I think Misano was on that European truck racing game I played for a little bit, so it was hard, that game. I thought it was going to be arcade, it was more sim than anything else. I kind of wanted an arcade one for a change. Anyway, it wasn't too bad, it wasn't a complete waste of money, I did play it quite a bit. noticed a lot of these corners you could really carry the speed a little bit more through them, but then you'd be on wide on the exits and struggling to get the line back to the next corner. So could really reward the brave if you really push around here. You can get the line sorted out. You could do both almost, if that makes sense. Sometimes I say stuff and I think, I bet no one understands that. It just kind of made sense to me though, in my own head. I just didn't describe it very well. Way too close to the apex on the exit, but never mind. It's almost slide it through that corner, I like it.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
I think that's a new fastest lap for me, but it isn't faster than what I did in that last session. Just because I've restarted it, it's a new fastest lap. It's a 51.6 is that? I'm sure I got a 51.3 before, if not a bit quicker. I'm not going to do that much more really. I feel like I've kind of learnt the track, and that was the idea of doing this stream and this whole session this afternoon. I just wanted to get familiar. And I'm glad I have, because I'm going to enjoy practicing this for the next couple of days. I'll be jumping on a bit more than I probably would have done. It's good. Going to be a bit of fun on the exit that corner, I reckon, during the race. If there's a couple of cars that are close to each other, it should be good fun. I'm heading into this one, they're braking into this one. Look, I'm braking like right at those signs there. That's the direction I'm braking in to turn into this right-hander. So obviously you don't have to take that line, but it is an option, a possible line. So it's cool. I really like this. Should make for some good racing. Interesting, if nothing else. I did really well on the brakes then, and then completely messed it up with the trail braking bit, and then getting back on the power. My initial braking was probably the best I've done into that first corner then. Just messed up the trail braking bit. Carried so much speed, like 95 mile an hour on the entry into there then, in mid corner. Bad exit out of there. Still braking so early for that corner. I need to come over the crest and then brake, but because I'm so dubious of not knowing where the corner is, I can't get out of the habit of braking before the crest just to settle it down so I can kind of get it all gathered up for the corner. I need to just commit to it, fly over that crest and then get heavy on the brakes because I'm braking too early. These things, like these tiny little things I'm on about as well, might not mean much when you're driving around now in a practice session and he's shaving off temps and taking ages, loads of time, loads of laps just to like get 3/10 of an improvement or whatever. but that might be the tiny difference in qualifying. That tiny bit of technique that you've worked on through that corner might be a tiny bit of difference in qualifying that actually sees you further up, possibly even in pole position compared to your competitors, because they haven't, quite frankly, worked as hard as you at like certain aspects of certain parts of the track or corners or whatever. So it might sound stupid when you're talking about these tiny differences into these corners, but those tiny differences add up and make a difference. So when I get to the crest, I need to brake after the crest. Be brave. Be brave. Not this one. This is nice and early. Roll it in kind of corner. Hook up the apexes, not too greedy on the power, and then back on the power as you go climbing up the hill. So here, I need to go a little bit later before we hit the brakes. There we go, that were a little bit later and I've still got it stopped easily. I didn't make that one continuous curve corner coming out of it though. I ended up losing the rear a little bit of a slide and correction. Oh, I missed the apex by a bloody country mile. Just the exit out of the last corner. Oh, nearly improvement. What was it? Oh yes, nearly, but not quite. There's the new line. That was good. Keep going in a little too early into this one. It's like Hawthorns, I think it is, on Brands Hatch. I always do the same thing on bloody Hawthorns. Or is it McLean's? No, it's Hawthorns, I think. It could be McLean's, whoever it is. Never mind. There's a corner on Brands Hatch I do the same thing on. I think it is Hawthorn. Worst commentator ever, does not know any track names, corner names. Bathurst I'm alright, that's about it. Monza not too bad, because there's about 5 corners. I'm good at Nürburgring, I remember the Flugplatz. And that's it. I know the track like the back of my hand, but yeah, I can't remember any of the corners. And I remember certain corner names like Blanchemont, but I don't know where it is, I don't know what track that's from. I think it's Spa, but I could be wrong. Anyway, an improvement as I waffle my way through that one. We're down to a 51.4. So, a couple more laps now and I'm going to call it a day. I'll get up to lap 10 I think. Let's try and get the speed through here, just keep losing it. Almost better. Nice and early on the power, just because I knew I'd already got the apex hooked up nice and early. Yes, I know my batteries are low on my controller. I'm not using my controller. I don't care. Little sketchy through that corner every single time. Got to be honest, I've still got learning to do here. Get the maximum out of this track. But I'm enjoying doing it. It's good. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed this so far, you get this far through or you're watching it after I've live streamed it, then feel free to hit that like button if you do enjoy it. Obviously hit that dislike button if you don't enjoy it, let me know what you think. Leave a comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Holy moly! Oh, I thought I'd gone deep there. Actually turned out really quite nice. Yes. Better than last time where I missed it. Couldn't even see the apex, so I missed it by that far. It was just like a strange shape in the distance. So there we go, look at that for an improvement. That's got to put me into the 50s. Come on. Boom! 50.8. Nice. Finally up to Dell levels. It's taken me a long time, but we got there. Let's see if we can keep improving now. I'm kind of in the groove. I know what I'm doing wrong. I know where to improve. Oh my god. I keep braking too early into it. Keep getting myself in a bit of trouble on that curb. It's not even that severe a braking point, is that? I've been doing it so severely every time. You can just cruise into it almost. You can almost aim at that house in the background when you go through that corner. If you're not sure where the apex is, just aim at the side, left hand side of that house, and it's kind of the right line. That turn 3, I'm guessing you mean that one, because that other one's a little kink really, so... Yeah, I can see how you do that. There we are, back at the curb again, nibbling it this time though, not chewing its head off. Not eating it full custard cream style, or whatever your preference might be. Jammy donkey, bourbon, Jaffa cake. Not a fan of the Jaffa myself. I found the jelly a little bit weird. Da 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 dee, da 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 da. That's the hardest corner on the track, that one. Pretty easy to get wrong anyway. And this one, I suppose. Come on, we're all a bit easy to get wrong thinking about it. I've managed to do it every single lap. There we go. That wasn't too bad, isn't it? Right, I'm nearly out of fuel, a couple more laps and we will be calling it a do. Considering this quite a successful session so far, I've managed to get down to the target Dell kind of mentioned in the chat that he's managed to achieve, so I'm happy with that. And most importantly, I feel like I actually know the track now, which is a very important one. Very important point for Monday night's race, especially when we could have wet weather yet again on the night, so it could be a voyage of discovery once again, doing all this dry practice. and then jumping into a wet race, but at least they'll know the track. That's the main thing. Can you imagine if you didn't know the track and it was wet? Oh my god, you won't have a chance. Especially around somewhere like here where there's all these blind apexes that you can't really see. Obviously, because they're blind, but you just won't have a chance. I think it'd be incredibly hard, even if you know the track really well, just jumping on a wet race on this. Just knowing how to take some of these blind crests in the wet. Jesus. This guy watching it be fine. I never caught his name. Cypher Nalutz. Probably butchered your name, sorry. But been racing around here for 10 years in real life, so he knows this place very well. Probably had quite a few wet races over those 10 years as well, I imagine. Which I bet have been pretty entertaining at the time. For yourself and everyone involved. So we are heading on to my final lap by the look of the fuel load. Here we go, let's make it a good one. Let's try and push on the brakes, get some kind of ultimate time out of this car now on the grand finale lap. Oh, there we go, we're into the red in the delta, that's handy. We're back into the green, we're back in the red. Actually throttling mid-corner there. On power, trying to get those nose turned in, not just waiting for the understeer to cure, just waiting for the corner to almost appear. It's a long corner to wait for the apex at the perfect point. Flickering between red and green, so I'm not too far off at the moment. So bad line out of there. Chuck it into that one quite aggressively to save it. Getting it all back on the brakes here. And on the exit, here we go. 4 attempts down, what am I on about getting it all back? 5 attempts down, I've lost time out of there. That's not going to be a quicker lap now, half a second to gain. I could do it, I guess, with the... no, I can't. With the ultimate lines and speed, but not after outbraking myself into there. So that's it, no improvement, but I guess I'll have to walk away happy with my 150.892, which I'm quite happy with. I'm just hoping that people I'm racing again aren't doing like 49s or something silly like that. It's quite often the case when I come and do a practice session and it actually comes to the race, people are qualifying and practicing, they're doing times are like 2 seconds quicker than me. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to the race. It can all go drastically wrong in a millisecond. Anyway, I'm going to pretty much leave it there. Thank you very much for joining me if you have done. Thanks for the comments in the chat. I appreciate it. And yeah, cheers for watching. Take care, look after yourselves. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. I'm getting back into obviously racing a little bit more. And yeah, I'm pretty much going to leave it at that. Why are people joining? I'm leaving. Thank you for joining, but I'm just literally wrapping it up. I'm about to leave, so sorry if you've missed it. You can go back and watch by all means from the start. But yeah, take care, look after yourselves. I do appreciate you watching, even though you have just joined me at the end. It's just one of those things. Look after yourselves, see you again soon. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. Hit that like button if you have, and yeah, bye for now. Ciao.